Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and welcome back to another video. And it seems like the time has come early because this, what you're looking at here, is indeed ITVX, the brand new streaming service that was of course launched by ITV. Now, there was a bit of like kerfuffle about when this was coming out. You might remember in one of my last videos that this was due for release on December the 8th. That was what the publication said. That was what ITV themselves said for a very long time. But shortly after that video came out, so around the 17th, 18th of November, just before the World Cup started, I started getting messages saying, Adam, it's already out, like, check everything. And at first, like, I checked my phone, nothing was different there, it was still the ITV hub. However, on the desktop, which is what you're seeing here, we have indeed changed to ITVX. When you type in itv.com, this is what will appear. Now, I believe this has now rolled out on mobile devices as well. It might not be ready on all of the platforms, but I think ITV is now going with the line that by December the 8th, the original intended launch date, everything will be in place, everything will be ready. So what I thought I'd do then, I thought I'd come on and basically go through what we've got with ITVX, see what it has to offer. Does it reinvent the wheel? Is it going to be worth your time? And in some planned cases, your money. So this is the homepage. This is what you get when you come onto ITVX, obviously sponsored by Domino's, and the categories there, you've got live, films, categories, and news. There's an option over here to upgrade to premium. You can check your account or indeed search for content. And you've got the rolling page here. So there's Footballers' Wives, Marcella, Family Guys are showing you a bit of everything, like Shazam, some of the films that come on here, and Benidorm as well. That doesn't really appeal to me. Let's just have a little scroll. So our top picks are like I'm a Celebrity, of course, The Ipcris File, Aquaman, there's in the film, Bobby Robson. So this is just some of the examples. And wait, Cristiano Ronaldo meets Piers Morgan. I thought that was meant to be a Talk TV exclusive. Oh, well, I guess it's not so exclusive anymore. But, you know, top picks, this is pretty standard. You'd see this a lot, you know, on Netflix, Disney Plus. So already early indications. I mean, look, here you go. Here's some examples of like the content unmissable box sets, the FIFA World Cup. I've obviously been watching Fastest Finger First here and there. So it doesn't look like we're reinventing the wheel in terms of the layout. And to be honest, why would they? You know, they've seen how successful Disney Plus and Netflix have been in terms of their layout, in terms of how they do things, so why would they necessarily stray far away from that? It's easy to read, you can tell what content's what, it's under a banner, like here's Trending, for example, or Just In. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. There are adverts, of course, littered around. This is ITV after all, so here's one for KFC. And of course, that's the main thing with this service. It is free, but it will have adverts. There is a premium service. In fact, let's have a look at that now. So you can see here, actually, ITVX Premium, Best of British from BritBox. So here's some things that you can only watch if you have ITVX Premium, like the film Love Actually. I mean, you can get that on DVD for like 50p in any charity shop. Magpie Murders, Only Fools and Horses, The Dry, classic Doctor Who. Would you believe? Yes, classic Doctor Who on an ITV website. Who'd have thunk it? That is part of the BritBox integration. But I'll show you. Let's click on here. So upgrade to premium. It says go premium on ITVX. Get your ITVX Premium 7-day free trial. So as you can see there, it's £5.99 a month, or £59.99 or £60 for the entire year. Now this is the same price point that BritBox currently operates. This ITVX will give you thousands more hours of hit shows, no ads, which might be a big thing for some people because some people don't like watching ads on ITV or at all, full stop. So maybe £6 a month is enough for you to go no ads. There is BritBox, so you basically get access to the BritBox library, and you can also download and watch content on the go. Now, I know this will be because of either rights or agreements with the production companies that make the stuff or whatever, but this one, download on the go, I believe a BBC iPlayer, which of course is a, well, free service with a license fee. Most people still seem to pay their license fee, but if you pay your license fee, you get to download stuff from BBC iPlayer, you know, to your device for a certain amount of time. I think hiding this behind a monthly paywall, well, I'm not so sure about that personally, but you know, it is what it is. So there you go, you get thousands more hours of hit shows, you get to watch ad-free, iconic box sets, of course, and download on the go. So that's that. So it is the same price as BritBox. Now, from what I understand, if you're watching this and you already have a BritBox account, as far as I'm aware, you don't automatically get access to ITVX. However, if you don't have a BritBox account and you sign up to ITVX, you will get access to the BritBox library. So this is really more beneficial for people who don't already have BritBox. Of course, BritBox was originally started by the BBC and ITV. I think ITV held the majority share, and ultimately the BBC did also give up their share, so it is mostly like an ITV product. So ITVX is mainly for, you know, your ITV programs, but BritBox will give you access to programs from the BBC, from Channel 4, from Channel 5. I mean, the fact you can watch classic Doctor Who on ITVX, who would have thought classic Doctor Who or Doctor Who in general would have been available on an ITV platform, the main competitor? But hey, there you are. So yeah, whether or not that's worth your time or money, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But let's check out some of the categories now. Let's go on to the live page. So this, I'm going to have to pause it as well, otherwise they'll hit me with copyright. So Loose Women's on at the minute, not that we're going to watch that. So on the left here, you can see the slate of channels. It tells you what's on, how long it is, which I think is nice, and also a little description about what's going on. And obviously, you've got the video viewing thing on the right here. In fact, well, I'll just... Oh, it's not even playing anything, is it? Well, it's playing. According to my screen, it's playing, but I can't see anything. Let's hit pause and play. No, it's broken. Is it broken? It might be broken. See, I've heard reports of this. Just watch that counter run there. See it? So I've heard a lot of people saying, whether it's on their computer or on their phone, that ITVX is in this part of the service, the live service, hasn't always been working. Now, this could easily be teething problems. Again, this was meant to release December 8th. It's been pushed out early, so maybe this is some technical issue. Because as you can see, the counter here is moving, but I'm not getting any sort of picture, which is really bizarre. Maybe if I click watch from start, which again, on these TV ones, this is a pretty common feature right now. So let's click that. Are we going to get a picture? Nothing happened. Excellent. Well, let's try refreshing the page. Oh, now we've got... Oh, let's watch it live. Are we going to get a picture? Oh, we're getting a spinning wheel this time. That's good. Oh, no. No picture. Wonderful. So, it seems to be broken at the minute, which doesn't bode well for your service. I can't seem to... You see my cursor there? I can't seem to drag that back either, which is a bit annoying. So, we'll just let it run. So, what have you got down here? You've got, obviously, play, pause, watch from start, your volume control. Are we getting any sound, actually? We are getting sound, which I'll take down because, you know, copyright. So you see here, you can stream it to various devices like, you know, cast into TVs or whatever. Subtitles are located down here. You get a full screen option. Now, as far as I've been told, this does not have a picture-in-picture feature, which is a bit annoying. That's more, I guess, if you're on your mobile. You know how, like, with YouTube Premium, it allows you to sort of minimize the YouTube window. You can do other things whilst you've still got your YouTube video on. It's quite useful. This, no such thing. Like, think on your phone, so if you close this down, it will stop. Obviously, I guess when you're watching like this, yeah, I can just swap tabs and listen, so it's more like radio. But anyway, scrolling down, see, look, you've got ITV2, where I'm a Celebs on at the minute. You've got World Cup Classics. This is the new fast channel thing I think they were going for. Do you remember in the last video we did where we talked about the fast channels? I guess this is here on the live. So you've obviously got the broadcast channels. Look, you've got ITV1, ITV2, ITVB, ITV3 and 4, CITV. But the fast channels are more themed, and I guess they can be swapped out. So, you know, the World Cup's on at the minute. So here's World Cup Classics there. That's currently showing the 1966 World Cup final in full colour, would you believe? It's also, what else have we got here? We've got Xmas movies, you know, because we're coming up to Christmas. Love Island, rather annoyingly, has its own dedicated fast channel, which makes me very sad. Let's see if any of these work. Go on then, let's click on... Well, no, actually, I want to... not Love Island. Let's see if the football's working, shall we? Let's watch that. Oh, parental controls are off. Well, goodness me, I didn't know I needed them for the World Cup. Come on, we must get a picture. No? Oh, wonder... Okay, well, and it's not even starting. The counter's not even moving. Well, I don't know if this is... I mean, I'm recording this... What time is it now? It's about 1:45 in the afternoon, so it's not necessarily a peak time. You know, I don't know what's going on. I wish I could have just shown you it working, but it's not working, so that's an early problem. They need to fix that ITV. Anyway, so what have we got? You've got Xmas movies, Love Island, classic movies. The Importance of Being Earnest is on. I actually quite like that film. Is that the Oscar Wilde's comic play? Yes. Can I watch that? Can I watch anything? No, I can't. Okay, it's just broken. Anyway, you've got crime drama, Saturday Night Every Night, so The Masked Singer's on, I guess just airing Saturday night programs. True Crime International, because, you know, true crime's massive. Vera, bless her, has her own dedicated channel, as does The Chase. I kind of expect that, so any quiz heads, when this service works, you're going to love the fact The Chase has its own, but I bet you it's not going to work. You watch this be the one that... Yep, nothing. Absolutely nothing. You've got ITV Classics, which I think is a cool idea. Real Housewives UK. Midsummer Murders. Out of This World. Ooh, Space 1999's on. Love Island International. Good God, why? ITV Signed, which I get... Is that for users who would require a sign language BSL interpretation. I would find out, but I can't find out because it doesn't work. World of Morse, so Inspector Morse, Loved Up, Hell's Kitchen for those, and the last one is Unwind with ITV1. Okay, so there you go. It's got all these fast channels, which is a nice idea. I've seen some people complain that on this page, there's no way to check the schedules whilst you're watching something, to look at what's ahead. And this does feel, some would say this feels a bit cluttered. Again, like the iPlayer model is, all the information, like the main part of the screen will be the content, and then underneath, you'll have all the descriptive stuff. I kind of don't mind the sidebar style, but it does annoy me that if you're not full screen, the window you get is this. Like, it doesn't take up the majority of the screen. So again, it's all personal preference, but I'm not a big fan of that default screen size. Would have nice to it been full. Or if these sidebars, take them in so you just see the channel logo, and then maybe when you click them, then they expand to this, and then if you click them again, then they expand to this, where you get the full description. So, but that's the live pages anyway. I have used this a few days ago to watch a program, and it does work. I've used it, it works. It just doesn't seem to be working at the minute, which is very frustrating. So, do it with caution. Let's move on now to films. As you can see, you've got a selection here. Now, one thing I like about this is right from the get-go, it tells you the running time. See that there? It tells you the running time of the film underneath the window. Now, other services, Disney or Netflix, they won't have anything. It just has the picture. And again, this model isn't reinventing the wheel. It's just showing you an image that is nice and easy to read, which this is. But what I like is you get the runtime, because sometimes I need to, if I'm on a time crunch, I need to know how long something is so I can try and plan ahead for it. So it's nice that I can do that there. But again, I will preface this. If you're watching on the standard ITVX, which is free to air, I believe, even if you're watching a film, you will have to watch adverts. So it does say, like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, it may be 2 hours and 15 minutes the film, but with some adverts, you're probably looking at more of a, like 2 and 3/4 hour experience. So there it is there. I'm just trying to see if it has any information about that. No, that's just more information about the film. So yes, bear that in mind. You do have the runtime, which again, don't get me wrong, it's a good feature. I like having it there, but you have to add on a certain amount of time for adverts, and I don't know how many of that. That should be the thing. So Aquaman, it should say it's 2 hours 40 minutes plus, 45 minutes of adverts, or I don't know. I think that should be a feature there. But you've got a good mix. You've got like superhero stuff, like recent stuff. So Shazam's there, Aquaman. You've got the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films, the Andrew Garfield ones. You've got some classic films. Flashdance is there. There's Zoolander, Munich, Shutter Island. So as I'm scrolling, you can see there's quite a lot of variety here. Now, how much of this is on other services? Is any of this on Netflix, or is any of this on Disney Plus? I don't know. I don't have time to go through the whole library to compare and contrast, but as you can see as I'm scrolling, there's a fairly decent mix of like drama, comedy, documentary. I'd argue there's a decent thing here, but again, like all the streaming services, you've got to then scroll through and pick what you want to watch. And if you're watching with more than one person, that could take forever, because believe me, it takes me forever half the time when I'm with people. So yeah, they've even got some old stuff, like some really old stuff on there, which I think is a nice touch. So yeah, lots of films there, as you can see. I like when you just click the films page. They're not, well, some might like it, some don't, but it's not categorized. Do you know what I mean? They've literally just put them all here. Like, there's no superheroes or comedy. It's just films, plain and simple. Although next to it, there is categories. Let's click that. So we start on factual. So you kick off with your factual stuff there. An advert to go premium, of course. So here is just an example of some of the factual stuff there, which is fair enough, factual stuff people like. So the next one is drama and soaps. Funny how they've slammed both together. I thought ITV with their back catalogue would have made soaps their own separate thing, but alas, they haven't. So here's an example of the drama and soaps there. I didn't see Corrie. Oh, there it is. Oh, classic Coronation Street series 42 specifically. I want to know what year that was. Let's have a look. Series 42. Oh no, this is recent. There you go. Yesterday. Okay, so this is really recent stuff. That's fair enough. Okay, well, hang on, yesterday? How is that classic Coronation Street then? Tell me, is this all series? Oh, is that all series 42? I don't watch Corrie, guys. I've got no idea what anything is. So yeah, that's your drama and soaps. Children. So CITV is represented. Here's an A to Z, I suppose, of all that. Oh, they've got Bob the Builder back now. I thought that was Channel 5. So a lot of this stuff I don't recognize personally, but again, there's a lot of kids content here if you think your kids might be interested. I had no idea they did an Inspector Gadget reboot. That looks horrific, quite frankly. So scrolling down, they've got a whole bunch of stuff. But again, though, remember, all of this, if you're watching this regularly, if you're watching this the standard plan, you know, you will be watching with adverts, just to keep you, reminding you of that. It's only with the premium version that you won't get your adverts. So let's have a look at films. So, oh, it's all A to Z, all these categories, by the way. 12 Angry Men, what a great film that is. Absolutely. Oh, hang on. A 90s remake. Oh, well, I don't know if that'll be any good then. All of them seem to have their runtimes underneath, which, again, I do like that feature, but they don't, as far as I know, account for adverts. So you will have to keep that in mind. So that's an example of films there. So sport A to Z. Again, I guess this will be a mix of like documentaries or live sport. There's like World Cup highlights at the minute because that's going on, etc., etc. We've got comedy. So there's some comedy like Benidorm, Bob's Burgers. Funny how it has Bob, but is that the recent series? Because Disney Plus has most of Bob's Burgers, but ITVX has it here. So that's an interesting mix there. We've also got news. Only 4 for that. So what have we got? We've got Good Morning Britain, ITV News at 10, and tonight. So I guess if you want your news, you know, it's there. But funnily enough, see, there's news there. There's also news as its own category. We'll get to that in a sec. And there's general entertainment, I guess, like game shows. Oh, no, American Dad's there as well as it was in comedy. So maybe it's just whatever they find entertaining, which, you know, which should be the vast majority of your programs, really. Anyway, that's in categories. Now, news doesn't bring up those same 4 pages. It actually brings up a proper news page. So you can tell when I'm recording this, Wales sadly have just lost. They've just lost to Iran in the World Cup, which I thought was a great shame. But anyway, so what you get is here, look, you get some subcategories, so like there's cost of living advice, Ukraine, politics, etc. So it's a lot of stuff like that. You can search for your own stuff like that as well, but this is mainly just a news page. I guess since this is technically ITV.com, it's trying to encapsulate general news as well. I did find it odd at first that as part of a streaming site, you know, with a main focus on like visual content, that they'd have a news page as well. But I'm not knocking it. I'm glad it's here. But I mean, me personally, I don't tend to go to ITV for my news anyway, although I know a lot of people do. So if you want to catch up, then this might be a good way of doing so. So those are the 4 main categories at the top there. And I've already shown you what the upgrade to premium is. Now, even though this is launched early, you know, as I said, this is launched before December the 8th, which was the intentional time. If you see here, the best of British. So a lot of the shows that were promised in that press release, so like the drama with David Tennant, Litvinenko, and a bunch of others. Oh, the thick of it's on here as well. That is only, well, this is from BritBox specifically. So, for example, we have, where is it? Staged, which was big in lockdown. There is a Series 3. A Series 3's been made. Look, Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. So, Series 1, I believe, let me just double check though, or maybe I have to watch it all. Okay, all of Stage you have to watch with premium, that's fair enough. Series 3 is brand new, that's just come out there, but you have to pay £5.99 a month in order to access it. Now, as far as I know, all the new dramas like Litvinenko and all that sort of stuff that are coming in December are still coming, as they said, in December. So I think that one with David Tennant was on the 15th. Again, I'm recording this before December the 8th, before the original launch. So all of those original programs will be coming. I'm sure they will be coming, but they're not on ITVX yet. So really, if you wanted to upgrade to premium right now, the main advantage you get, it's not the original content from ITVX just yet. What you're getting is the BritBox library. But again, I'll just air a word of caution. If you are watching this and you already have a BritBox account, have a look at what ITVX offers on its own before judging whether you're going to go premium. Because if you go premium because you've already got BritBox and you want the ITV benefits, well, I imagine if you go from BritBox to ITVX, it might say, hey, you know, you can cancel your BritBox membership or, you know, move it over to an ITVX, because otherwise that would just be, why would you have an ITVX premium and a BritBox account going at the same time? That's just a waste of £6 a month or 60 quid a year. So just see if it's worth the upgrade. You might think it is anyway, but if you've already got a BritBox account, see if you just want to keep BritBox like more legacy content, or if you're interested in that new stuff that you're only going to get on ITVX, then maybe consider switching over. Me personally, at the moment, I'm not too bothered about moving over to a premium plan on ITVX. Some of those new programs, like the David Tennant one, do look interesting, but I believe they will come to terrestrial ITV, I know, months and months down the line. I hope, at least, anyway. If they don't, if they stay exclusive, I might be tempted to get like a week's free trial and check it out, but at this current time, ITVX, I think, hasn't done enough to convince me to give it £6 a month. Let's put it that way. I think as a streaming site, on the bare bones, it does the job just fine. As we said, it lays out everything in a very clear way, in a very similar way to its competitors, which makes sense, really. I didn't expect them to do anything radically different. You want everything to be easily readable. You want to just be able to snap to something and click it if you want to watch it and go. That's the whole idea. And again, the most flawed thing for me is probably the live feature, which is, let's just double check, is it working? No, it's still not working. This is the thing, the live function, because, its competitors, the BBC iPlayer live function, it's not perfect, but they've managed to fine tune it enough where I can enjoy live TV relatively stress-free and without hassle. Now, I've already complained about the screen size when you don't go full screen. I definitely think this should be bigger. I like the sidebar idea, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it needs to be this pronounced, even if I minimize it there. I don't think it needs to be this long. I think it could be just shortened a bit to then expand. So there's problems with this. And again, the fact it's not working. I've tried different channels. You've watched me in this video and it's not working. I'm not the only one to have this issue. I've seen a lot of people say the thing just doesn't work, whether that's on their desktop like I'm doing, or whether they're doing it via their mobile phone or their tablet. So clearly there are a few kinks that still need to be worked out. I want this to succeed. I want this to do well. I want the old stalwarts of British TV to be able to move forward in like the digital landscape of television with success, but they do need to fine-tune this. I wonder if rushing this out maybe had an impact, and let's just talk about that. There was a big question as to why this was pushed out so quickly, because it was December the 8th, and then all of a sudden 3 weeks early it's suddenly here. Personally, I think two major factors had something to do with this, one of which I think was the World Cup. Obviously, there's been a lot of controversy about it, and I agree. I mean, I don't think it should have been held in Qatar in the first place for numerous reasons, but it does attract a large audience on TV, so I think partly to help with the rollout of the World Cup games, which are divvied up between the BBC and ITV, they thought, hey, if we get our streaming service going, that will introduce people to ITVX rather than introduce it, halfway through the World Cup. So I think that was one factor. Another factor, I think, has been the rebrand. So, in case you haven't watched some of my previous videos, ITV recently underwent a rebrand. All of its main channels, they got new idents, they got new sequences, they had a big change. And mainly the main ITV channel got renamed back to ITV1. And I've already given my thoughts on the rebrand. I did a full episode of the ident review looking at the idents specifically, so you can check that out. Or if you want my thoughts on like the rebrand idea as a whole, you can check out this video where I discussed it when it happened. But I think the rebrand made them think, hang on, if we're doing a big rebrand and we're also trying to promote ITVX, maybe correlating it at the same time might help one another out. But I mean, I've not got direct confirmation of this. I think ITV haven't really divulged as to why ITVX has rolled out early, but I think those are the two big reasons. So this is what I mean. WhatToWatch.com says, since the ITVX rollout happened earlier than expected, dropping the ITV hub with little fanfare, certainly little fanfare, and only a few days after ITV rebranded its TV channel to ITV1. And again, the launch day, ITV originally said that ITVX is due to launch on December the 8th, though its ad-free premium tier will come later. That turned out not to be the case. ITVX went online on November 17th, so that's over 3 weeks, with its premium service already good to go. And it just details, as I said, it's free to use. You can stream old and new shows. There's going to be adverts, keep that in mind, and obviously premium is the prices we discussed. It says one useful perk of the ITVX Premium is you no longer have to deal with adverts in your shows, which break up the flow. However, that is not the case for live TV or in-show adverts, but you won't have them interrupted by app ones. So if you're watching live TV, as I've been trying to do, let's one more time. Let's watch I'm a Celeb, shall we? Let's try watching from the start, see if that works. Come on, give me something. Give me something. No! Oh! Look! An ITVX logo, it works! Oh! Adverts! And Lydia West! For Boots! It all works! Okay, I am going to stop there because I don't want Boots to have a go at me. Okay, it works! Hallelujah! Well, there you go. It clearly does do something. So if you're watching live TV, even with ITVX Premium, unfortunately, you will have to watch adverts as they play out, which some people will definitely not be happy with, but I mean, ITV is funded by adverts. They've got to play them whether you like it or not. So Premium does get rid of your adverts when you're watching stuff that isn't live, but live content will have adverts sticking around. Just going back to what to watch, it's just talking about all the other like original content that's going to be coming. So new content every week of the year. Remember, that's a big claim to have. It's apparently going to have 35 flagship shows, 250 films, series available at launch. I can believe that for sure. There's quite a lot of content there. So all of that will be coming. Apparently Big Brother's going to be on ITVX. God forbid. I'm not looking forward to that coming back at all. Did a video on that as well, of course. So it just says the biggest change with the new platform from the old ITV hub is that ITVX will become the first broadcaster-created streaming service in the UK to offer viewers the flexibility to access free content with ads and an ad-free paid subscription all in one place in an attempt to streamline how we watch things on demand. Again, I don't know how true that is. Doesn't All 4 already do that? I'm 95% sure that All 4 offers a free content with ads and also an ad-free paid subscription. In fact, let's just double check. So here we are. Here is the All 4 page here. Now, any of this content here, I can just watch for free. Now, let me just see. Where was it? Oh, there you go. No time for ads. Upgrade to All 4 Plus. Let's see what the details are on there. So I can stream 1,500 shows ad-free if I wanted to. It's £3.99 a month. That's hella cheap. 14-day free trial as well. Or £40 a year. So £20 a year cheaper than ITVX. Now, of course, people are going to say, Adam, there's nowhere near as much content on Channel 4. Well, I think until ITVX launched, Channel 4 or All 4 could boast the most free-to-watch content there was. And I think that was true. And there is still a lot of content now. The layout, some would argue this isn't as nice. And I mean, I don't like the big gaping ads at the side, you know, for mobile phone SIM cards. But that's just the way it is. But I think it depends on your content. If you like a lot of the Channel 4 content and you're going to watch more of it than ITV stuff, then I think, you know, maybe All 4 Plus is the way to go if you're going to upgrade your streaming services. It's a damn sight cheaper and it'll be content you're more tailored to if you're not a fan of ITV stuff. But that, on the whole, folks, is an overview of the ITVX service as it stands. Again, I'm recording this late in November. It's been about a week since the service has become available much earlier than planned. Now, I have no doubts that this will improve. I hope it does. I want them to improve. I want them to improve the live feature for sure. I want it to work more consistently. Run times of adverts being included onto stuff. I want to know roughly how many ad breaks I'm going to get. Just these little fixes, because as it is, ITVX is a service that is somewhat functional. It runs, it offers all these different kinds of shows for you to watch across ITV's back catalogue. The premium model isn't bad in terms of price. I mean, $5.99 a month, it's one of the cheaper ones out there. And you are getting the BritBox library as well. So particularly if you're into classic British TV content, then this might be the one for you to go to. Although, as I said, if you're exclusively into classic British content, then maybe just stick with BritBox. I don't know how long that's going to be sticking around on its own. But yes, this is ITVX currently as it stands. But what do you think? Please let me know in the comments. Have you used ITVX yet? Have you found it works well? Is it really poor for you? Just let me know in those comments down below. And also leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. It really helps us out, of course. And do subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. We would love to have you aboard. I've been Adam Martyn from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, Tobos Krotz, Polsky Liz, Globe of Reviews, Trev Hughes, and Kevin Aikman, our AMTV staff members.